What's up YouTube, this is your Sean Bone White RB Dubs back at it again with another video.
Yup. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead niggas in your lobby.
So in today's video we will be talking about the NFL's new policy banning players and coaches from kneeling during the national anthem. Now, the policy says that all players and coaches that kneel during the national anthem will be fined, and if that should they feel compelled to kneel, that they should stay in the locker room rather than, kneel during the national anthem while on the field. Now, shortly after that policy was put out, we also saw that NFL players are refusing to step out on the field to play until players Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reid are signed to a team. Now, we all know about Colin Kaepernick and how he made the decision to kneel while the national anthem was played during a football game. Now, we also know that since making that decision to do so, he has not been signed to an NFL team and he has not been playing in the NFL since then. Now, I made a video in which I discussed this and talked about this. I made this video a while ago and I talked about that, we live in a country where, that's all about free speech, and these individuals, these NFL players are speaking out against police brutality by kneeling during the national anthem. Now, basically, what the NFL is doing by putting out this policy and saying that the NFL players cannot kneel during the national anthem and that also they will be fined if they decide to do so is basically, they are going against the whole reason why these NFL players are doing this in the first place. If they were for what the NFL players were doing, they would not have put this policy out to begin with. Now, I'm completely against this policy. I believe this policy is wrong, and I believe that, the players should have a right to speak out against an injustice that is going on in our society. Now, another thing that I saw was that the coach of the Jets has agreed to pay the fine for any of his players who decide to take a kneel during the national anthem, which I thought was a great move. I was really happy to see that. The coach is white. I do not know his specific name. I'm not, really familiar with the Jets, but I know he did decide to pay the fines for each of the players that decided to kneel during the national anthem. I thought this was a big move. That right there shows that, he's in support of the players and he's supportive of the message that they're trying to convey by kneeling. And, this just goes to show that there are people out there who are not supportive of the effort that these players are trying to do in order to make change in the society around them. This also, goes to the point where there's not really a good way to protest. Either way that people try to protest, either way that they try to, stand up against an injustice that they're seeing, we're seeing that, no way is the right way. Protesting in the streets is too dangerous. Kneeling, you have this policy in place that's not allowing, coaches and players to kneel. They're getting fined. We're seeing that, there's basically no way, or there's basically no right way for, people to protest to injustices happening in the world. And, I think this is wrong. I think this is a huge issue that, these players who are, playing for their country and they're playing in the NFL, that they don't have the right to stand up against an injustice such as a police brutality. Also being punished for doing that by getting fined. And I just think that's, completely wrong, and, that's a terrible issue. And I wasn't too happy to see that the NFL decided to do that. When, I was, reading about this policy, and I saw that a point that was being brought up was that Tebow, who had kneeled some time ago, he had kneeled for pro-life and in protest of abortion, I believe. And what I had remembered that situation, and I remember a lot of people being, praising him for that, and praising him for standing up for pro-life and things of that nature. They were all for it. They were all supportive of him. The NFL was supportive of him. That just shows that the difference in how black people are treated differently from white people, even in how we want to protest and what we are protesting about. Tim Tebow protesting by kneeling down, protesting against pro-life, against abortion, that's okay. Colin Kaepernick protesting against police brutality, kneeling during the national anthem, not okay. That just doesn't add up to me, and I don't. That's clearly wrong, and that's clearly a problem, and I just don't understand how, there are people who are not seeing this as an issue. A lot of people are seeing, money as a factor, saying that, these players are definitely not going to kneel because they're not going to give up the money that they're making in order to stand up for what is right. And we can clearly see that's not true, and we have Colin Kaepernick as the biggest example. I feel that if you believe in something, and if you believe in it strongly enough, that money is not going to be an issue in terms of whether you decide if you're going to protest or not. Money is not going to be an issue because you're going to want to stand up for what you believe in no matter what. And that is what Colin Kaepernick has done. That's what Eric Reed has done. That's what these players have done, and the fact that they're getting punished for it with this new policy is just not fair, and I think it's just despicable. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, and that's just something I wanted to talk about, something that I wanted to let you guys know about, share my opinion on it. If you want to share your opinion on the subject, definitely comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the new policy that the NFL has put in place. Make sure to also like the video, give a big thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. Give your opinion on some of the other videos I've done, some of the other topics that I've talked about. We get generate a lot of conversation. A lot of people have different opinions, different ideas on things, and I definitely like to hear them all. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Also, this is something that I don't say a lot in my videos, but I definitely do have to start saying more. Definitely follow me on Instagram. That is the social media I use mostly. My Instagram is the same as my YouTube. It's RB Dubs, and follow me on Instagram. I'm definitely more engaging on there, on that social media platform than any other. So give me a follow on there as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you in the next video next week on Tuesday. I'm out of here. Peace.